It's that time of week again, sports fans, where Darren and I go through every SEC game picking who is going to win. So, are you ready? Compare your picks with our picks. Let's talk next week to see who had more right. Chances are you might beat us, but you never know. Darren's not thinking
You
too
never know.
clearly these days after that loss his Vanderbilt Commodores endured in Austin.
Uh,
But then again, you could say the same about LSU. I'm a little embarrassed to say we stole national headlines this past week, and not for our food, but for our
exactly.
politics and football. Well, not even so much
Whatever
football,
that.
whatever that was. Let's just go on and make some picks right now.
There you go. I like it.
Our first game is an 11 a.m. kickoff on ABC. Maybe if you have YouTube TV, they've got it figured out. We'll wait
Exactly.
and see. Number 5 ranked Georgia is going to Starkville. The red hot Mississippi Bulldogs, or as we used to say in Coach Leach's time, the Pirates,
The
coming off a
Pirates.
big victory against
Great
the
call.
Razorbacks. They're hosting the Bulldogs. Do they have enough in the tank, Darren, to pull off a huge upset?
No. We'll just make this one simple. We don't have to get into a bunch of analysis. I mean, Starkville is a tough place to play, but I think that's kind of mitigated by the fact that we're talking about Georgia. So, no, this is a Georgia win. How about you?
Yeah, Kirby's smart. He knows what he's doing. He knows they're going to go
Yeah.
into a Starkville environment that's going to be crazy. The cowbells may not stop. You don't know. They're just going to be off the charts for this game
Yeah.
until Georgia starts to pull away, which I think they're going to.
Exactly.
Bulldogs are
Yeah.
going to go back to Athens with a victory. We have a high noon showdown on SEC ESPN network. Maybe if you watch YouTube TV, they're going to be able to
Yeah.
show the game. We'll see. The Citadel is coming to Oxford to face the 7th-ranked Ole Miss Rebels, whose head coach is currently rumored to be the leading candidate for every available opening right now.
Throughout the country. Yeah.
Darren, Citadel, I mean,
No.
no. All right.
I'll keep it short and sweet like I did on the other one. No. Scheduling this in November, shame on Ole Miss. I know with the homecoming, we're all past that. Shame on you, Ole Miss, for scheduling this in November.
Yeah.
Hey, I've said my piece. I feel better.
Yeah. It's not even going to be enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
A 2:30 p.m. game, our game of the week. If you listen to our main episode that came out earlier before this one dropped on ABC, again, maybe depending on who your streaming service is, the Texas A&M Aggies, undefeated, take their squad led by Coach Mike Elko up into Eli Drinkwitz territory in Columbia, Missouri to face the
The dark side.
Missouri Tigers. Does Missouri have enough connection with the force to pull off an upset here?
I think they have enough connection with the defensive force. As I've said on our early episode, this is my upset pick of the week. In total defense, Missouri is number one in the conference, allowing the fewest yards of anyone, and number number three in the conference in scoring defense. Only Oklahoma and Texas have allowed fewer points than Missouri so far this season in the conference. I feel like that is a defense that could possibly exploit what are the weaknesses even the A&M faithful know that Marcel Reed brings to the field every week. The freshman quarterback seems like he can sling the rock, but that does scare me a little bit. But still, I'm going upset pick of the week. I'm going the Tigers. How about you?
I've got the Aggies all the way. Missouri's got a great defense. They haven't faced an offense like A&M yet. I think A&M wins big.
It'll be fun to watch. I hope it is. I hope it's one of those exciting
Yeah.
games.
A 3 p.m. game again. Wow, do you see a pattern here? SEC
Yeah.
Network. The Auburn Tigers, who recently sent Hugh Freeze packing, led by interim head coach DJ Durkin, defensive coordinator, who's done a great job this season with that defense,
Yeah.
is going into Nashville to face the Vanderbilt Commodores, led by the always seemingly unflappable Diego Pavia, who almost engineered an incredible comeback in Texas. Darren, go ahead, say it.
I got to go with Vanderbilt. How do I not go with Vanderbilt? It's in Nashville. That makes me feel good. I know that this team is going to rally around DJ Durkin. It happens every time a coach is fired. And you're correct. This defense is top five in both yards allowed and points allowed in the entire conference. The Auburn defense is. So that's a little concerning. But I believe in Tim Beck and Diego Pavia. I feel like they can scheme and figure out what they need to do, especially with a home field advantage to win this game. So I'm going Vanderbilt. How about you, Ben?
Yeah, Tim Beck did an outstanding job last week in making adjustments to put Diego in the offense in a better position to be successful, and he's going to do that here. But he's doing it against DJ Durkin, and I really like how DJ Durkin is calling games with Auburn. I think somehow, some way, it doesn't make sense on paper. Auburn wins for Durkin. The defensive squad rallies, and maybe they get a few defensive scores. Maybe they can get Diego to make a costly mistake, one or two of those. Uh, but I'm going to go with Auburn just because at the main episode, on our main episode, Darren made me mad, so I'm picking Auburn.
Well, okay.
Oh goodness gracious! 6:30
uh,
p.m. We're going to Tuscaloosa. Oh, it's on ABC. How about that?
oh, who saw that coming?
The LSU Tigers. Yeah. Um, Gosh, I love LSU, but this
Yeah,
going up against the fourth-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide, who are playing at just such an elite level right now.
yeah, absolutely.
Uh, Points per game. Ugh.
Yeah,
LSU's offense has sputtered. Alabama's done pretty well. Is there going to be a noticeable difference with the absence of Brian Kelly at the helm? I don't know. We've got some great coaches. Frank Wilson is leading the team. He's no stranger to LSU, and he's no stranger to head coaching. A
hmm,
motivational speaker. He's moved some parts around with also the absence of Joe Sloan as offensive coordinator. Is that going to be enough for LSU to win? Again, their star linebacker, Whit Weeks, is questionable as of the latest injury report that we have. And this is early in the week. That might change as the week goes on. They're going to need him. They're going to need him
yeah,
to have a chance in
absolutely.
Tuscaloosa. I want to pick LSU every time, Darren, but realistically, I think Alabama wins this.
I think even if you didn't say Alabama is going to be LSU, I think the one thing you see with the way Alabama has approached everything this year outside of that first game is when they face a defense, which the things you just talked about with weeks being out, things like that, when they face a defense that potentially is not on its A game, they have the ability to pound that defense in a hurry and just really get on top of it and carve it up. And unfortunately, I feel like with Ty Simpson's Alabama offense, that's part of what's going to be going on, especially in Tuscaloosa, where things can just the crowd gets into it and things just multiply so quickly. I think it's going to be a really ugly scenario for LSU. I do think with the changes and everything, we're not talking about this ridiculous, embarrassing blowout, but I don't think it's going to be typical of what we've come to expect from LSU Alabama games.
Yeah. Another 6:30 p.m. game, SEC Network. The Florida Gators, who really they gave all they could against Georgia, going up against
Absolutely.
Kentucky, coming off of a victory, an upset victory in Auburn. They face off
Yeah.
against each other in Lexington, which has not exactly been a daunting place for visiting teams this year.
No.
Darren, who do you like in this one?
Gotta have Florida. I mentioned I love the Gators because here's what I need them to do. I need them to continue to rally around themselves and their coaches that are still there, and we need to stop this Kentucky momentum. We don't need them to win last week, then beat Florida, then beat Tennessee Tech the next week, and be on a 3-game winning streak coming into Nashville. Just can't have it. You know, come on, Gators. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm going Florida all the way. How about you?
I like Florida in this one. Their interim coach, Bill, is it Billy Gonzalez? I think that's his name.
Yes.
I'm impressed by him in how he's
Yeah,
handling a
agree.
very difficult situation. I think
Very
Florida
much so.
comes in and leaves Lexington with the victory.
Nice.
But I'm not going to do the Gator chomp like you did.
It's 1 week only. 1 week only. I need a Kentucky loss that bad.
Speaking of 1 week only, we'll be back next week with all
And
kinds
here
of
we go.
analysis from this past week. And enjoy the games, and we'll see you next time.